What is going on, people inside that internet machine? Welcome to this episode of Odds and Ends. Listen, I did 2 of these videos, PS4 games I think you should get before they're gone. Those videos actually did pretty good for my channel, so I thought, as we are moving closer and closer to digital-only games and consoles, that I would do another video of PlayStation 4 games that I think you need to get before they're gone. So like I said in previous videos, I'm not going to show you a bunch of expensive hidden gems and say, oh, I got this for $1, but you should get it and pay 500 bucks for it. That's not the point of these videos. If you're a collector, these are games that are probably going to be off the shelf and you're never probably going to find them again, or you may have to pay higher prices later on down the road if you want them in your collection. If you're a gamer, these games are all under, I think, $30 today. So I'm giving you recommendations for games that I like that I think are a little hidden gemmy that you can get if you're gaming on a budget. So it works out both ways. I do have 2 quick honorable mentions before we get started today. Certainly not an affordable game, but Gravity Rush Remastered. This is a pretty difficult game to get with the NTSC region format and complete. This is going to cost you about 70 bucks. But I wanted to mention it because it is a really, really good game. You manipulate gravity. It's done in a very beautiful anime style. And, listen, if you're going to spend $70 on a new game that's digital only, why not spend $70 and get a really good game, a masterpiece, some would say, on the PlayStation 4 and have a great game in your collection. The other games here are, they made some pinball games. Pinball Hall of Fame, and not Pinball Hall of Fame, but Pinball Arcade Season 2. I can't find those, they're in a box somewhere, but I do have Stern Pinball Arcade and Marvel Pinball Epic Collection Volume 1. Now, I definitely recommend these games because as I understand it, Farsight Studio, who does the Pinball Arcade and the Stern Pinball, they don't have the license to do those tables anymore. So it's not likely that they are going to make those again in physical form. They'll just sell them to you digital. Speaking of which, Zen Studios, they make a bunch of great fantasy tables, the Marvel stuff. They do all the nostalgia things like Jaws and Back to the Future. It's my understanding that they don't want to do physical anymore. They just want to sell them to you in packs online. But yeah, any of these pinball games, Stern Pinball Arcade, Pinball Arcade Season 2, which was a PAL game, if you can get them on physical disc, I would definitely add them to your collection. This one actually, Stern Pinball Arcade, had Ghostbusters, but they didn't put it on the disc in time, so you have to download the Ghostbusters table, which when you put the disc in, it automatically downloads that table for you, which is really, really nice. So Gravity Rush, any of those pinball games, highly recommend them, and get those games, you can see a theme here, before they're gone. So the first game on the list is Pocky and Rocky Reshrined, and I'll probably say Reshrined just because I'm a big dumb idiot, but it is Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. Here's the thing. Pocky and Rocky games are very expensive. The Game Boy Color version, the 2 Super Nintendo games, all very, very expensive. So here is an opportunity for you to add an awesome PlayStation 4 game to your collection for about 20 bucks. If you want to get it brand new, it's probably going to cost a little more. But Pocky and Rocky Reshrined is a remake of the first Super Nintendo game, and it was made by the same team that did those games. So they put a lot of care and love into it. You can definitely tell that they loved doing this. There's some different characters that you can unlock, different modes. I think there's arcade mode, story mode, and it's just a really, really good game. Now, like I said, it's one of those games where you're probably not going to see this in physical form again. They will always offer this stuff digital. If you're willing to pay for it and they don't have to put any amount of money into producing the game, making cover arts, packaging the game, and shipping it to the store, they obviously always will. But yeah, it's a top-down sort of shooter game. It's very fun, very bright, very colorful. The soundtrack is really, really good. And if you collect PlayStation 4, you definitely need to get Pocky and Rocky Reshrined before it's gone. All right, so coming in at number 2 today is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Now, If you know me, you know I hate the term Metroidvania, especially when it's misused. I'm sorry, just because you got to backtrack and, you know, Shrek 2 on PS2 doesn't make it a Metroidvania game. But Bloodstained is a true Metroidvania game. It encompasses all of those gothic tones and features that you would get in a Castlevania game, along with all of the exploration and backtracking that you get from a Metroid game. That's what the term Metroidvania means. Anyway, Bloodstained is a little bit more than a Symphony of the Night clone. There are plenty of weapons and items and upgradables and all that stuff, right? You gain experience points and level up to get through your adventure, but you really need to find the right combination of weapons and items that will allow you to beat a boss or allow you to get a little bit further in the game and also fit your particular combat style. You could have a huge sword, but it's very slow to swing. Maybe you have more of a katana where you can get more swings in, but it does less damage. So it just kind of depends on your independent play style. Massive game. I loved exploring the castle. I love the themes of the game. And it does also add in the idea that there are NPCs because your character is a shard bender. So you take items and all these shards and they can craft you new abilities and all these other things. It is a very involved game. Very beautiful, very fun to play. My only two complaints are really that some of the bosses are kind of hard, but you just have to go back out into the main area, the castle area, grind a little bit. You know, it's a little grindy, and level up or find a better combination of weapons that work on the boss. And when I also say grindy, I don't mean just leveling up. Everything's sort of random drop in this game, so you can spend a little bit of time smashing enemies to find those right items that you need to craft to make better weapons or items. But if you like that kind of thing, Bloodstained is only about $15. It's a multi-plat game, but I definitely think that you need to get Bloodstained Ritual of the Night before it's gone. So you've heard of some crazy ideas that people have done in video games or insane games, you know, that are just ridiculous. Then there's Yoku's Island Express. All right. So you have no doubt heard of the term cross-genre game. Maybe a platformer that has some racing elements to it, or an action RPG that has some shoot-'em-up elements to it, or something like that. But have you ever heard of a pinball, platformer, Metroid, exploration style game? Probably not. And that's what Yoku's Island Express is. So in Yoku's Island Express, you play as Yoku, who is a dung beetle tethered to a ball, and he is the new postmaster on this island. Again, insane, right? And you need to deliver packages, deliver mail, defeat bosses, solve puzzles, and platform via pinball flippers. It's all very unique. Fruit is the currency, and you get to an area where like a new flipper here costs 20 fruit. You unlock it, and you can use that to get to another part of the level. You know, you can keep exploring and doing things that way. There's also a variety of items that you collect to help you on your way. But the game is just, it's very chill. It's just a really cool soundtrack, really cool visual style, not very difficult, very, very fun to play. If you want to see the end credits, it's probably 2 or 3 hours. If you want to 100% it like I did, it's probably 6 to 8 hours, somewhere in there. But I love games that dare to be different. And not only does it dare to be different, but it takes it to that whole new level. You open up a shop where you can spray paint your ball, and you need to spray paint it in different combinations to then solve some more puzzles. You have to deliver a package to one of the bees, the queen bee, but you can't get past the drone. So you have to go to the spray paint place, paint the ball brown and yellow, and then you will sneak past the drones and be able to deliver the package to the queen bee. Now, for the longest time, this game was $10. Nobody cared about it. Nobody ever heard of it. Nobody wanted it. But over the last year, it has already doubled in price. It is already a $20 game. So make sure that if you collect for PlayStation 4, you're looking for an awesome game to play that's super cheap right now, check out Yoku's Island Express. Make sure that you get it before it's gone. So coming in at number 4 today is a game that you've probably heard of. It is Shantae Half-Genie Hero. This is the Risky Beats Collector's Edition. It comes with a soundtrack, but the standard version is about $20, and while doing some research, I saw that there were a couple collector's editions just like that on eBay for 30 bucks. So yeah, the thing is, it's like Pocky and Rocky. All the other games in the Shantae series are so expensive. The Game Boy Color games, the limited run games, that kind of stuff, they're very, very expensive. So here's a great way to own a game that will probably not be released physical again. Again, digital, they might do a collection of Shantae games somewhere down the road. But if you're looking for an awesome game to add to your collection for for 20 bucks, I was gonna say less than 20 bucks, but 20 bucks is right where you want to be on that. If you want the collector's edition, like I said, 30 bucks new. Shantae is a genie and she goes through the levels. It's more of a platformer. It's very cute, bright, colorful, fun to play. The soundtrack is killer. And during your adventure, she's going to get new abilities. So like she can transform into an elephant, so she can smash through walls, or a monkey where she can climb on walls and jump a little higher, you know, that sort of gimmick. But what's interesting is there's a set number of levels, and once you get a new ability, you get that aha moment, like, oh, I know exactly where I need to use the mermaid ability because there was water 2 levels back. So go back 2 levels, use your mermaid, swim through. There's also, you know, items and upgrades and things that you can unlock, which, you know, gives it a little bit more if you want to go for 100%. But like I said, it is just very, very fun to play, and it's not likely that it's going to be released physical again, like unless maybe like a collector's edition. But yeah, Shantae, Half-Genie Hero, pick it up. You know where I'm going with this before it's gone. So the last game that I have today, I had to dig a little bit deeper into my PlayStation 4 collection because I wanted to bring you guys something a little unique, maybe something that you've never seen or heard of before. This was actually recommended in one of the other PlayStation 4 games you need to get before they're gone videos. So I do read and I do respond to all your comments, and I appreciate it because as a gamer, I love finding games like this. This is Tearaway, the Unfolded Crafted Edition. Now, Tearaway, don't fall. Tearaway is certainly a unique game. It is more of a casual sort of gaming experience. If you like games like Journey, Flower, or Flow, then you'll probably really, really like Tearaway. And for less than $15, I definitely think you should add this to the collection because you got to understand this was made by an independent team. So the likelihood of them re-releasing it on PS5 physically is probably not going to happen. Digitally, again, they're probably always going to release stuff digitally. But Tearaway was originally a PlayStation Vita game, and it used all the buttons and touchpads and cameras on the PlayStation Vita. When they ported it over to the PlayStation 4, they added a couple things, and they really used all of the buttons on the PlayStation 4 controller to give you a really immersive gameplay experience. So, you know, the triangle thing, the light on the front of your PlayStation 4 controller, you can move that around using the gyroscopes, and it projects a light on the screen so you can light up areas. Just stuff like that. You'll need to use the touchpad to draw like clouds that you can platform on. Butterfly lost its wings, so you draw butterfly wings, and you know, you draw those for the butterfly. They use it in the game, and then the butterfly gives you an item or the next part of the story or unlocks something for you, whatever it is. But you can tell by the art style, it is very, very, again, unique. It is not a game style that you see a lot. Everything looks like it was cut out of scraps of paper, like it's on an arts and crafts table. You'll notice maybe some black and white areas, newspaper areas. You want to try and color those. But really, you're just traveling towards the end of the game, solving small platforms, defeating some enemies, and really pushing that story. I do like the touchpad feature. Not only do you draw, but you can like swipe it, and it will create a gust of wind, so you can like unroll papers to make bridges or knock blocks or something down so you can get through. It is just very imaginative, very unique, and you can get them for $13 on eBay right now. I just put 15 bucks to round it up. If you're looking for a fun, interesting game that's not going to take all day to play, I would certainly recommend Tearaway, the Unfolded Crafted Edition. So before I forget to say it, Tearaway, the Unfolded Crafted Edition, get it before it's gone. Anyway, guys, that is 5 more PlayStation 4 games that are really good price right now that you need to get before they are gone. Those of you that have been around the gaming community for a long time, you know how this goes. Once people start making PlayStation 4 hidden gems videos, this one, they start mentioning these games, especially those bigger YouTubers. These games are going to be taken off of eBay or wherever it is that you buy games pretty quickly, and that's going to raise the prices. Also, these are games that Anywho's, these are games that I don't see on the shelves anymore when I go to my local game store, pawn shops, thrift stores, whatever it is. So if you collect PlayStation 4, grab some of those. If you just love playing PlayStation 4 games, you're looking for something unique or gaming on a budget, check those out. Anyway, what are some of your recommendations for PlayStation 4 games that everyone needs to get before they're gone? Make sure you leave a comment down below. And before you punch out, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share on social media. Don't forget to bang that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of your CM retro gaming goodness. Guys, take care of yourselves, and we will see you on the next one.